Good morning, Suzanne Marie, just after 11 o'clock. I'm Andy Martins for another live edition of ONNPoint, live on ONTV, live on Facebook. And today's guest is an awesome lady, the chair of the Algoma District School Board, Jennifer Sarlo. Lots to talk about, and we'll get right to it right after these commercial messages.
Home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Angelo, it's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell or white paint.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
This is On TV.
Welcome back to ONNPoint. As we mentioned, we're live on a Monday morning, and I'm thrilled to welcome an amazing lady, Jennifer Sarlo. She's the Algoma District School Board Chair. Welcome back to ONNPoint, Jen. It's great. Thanks for making time out.
Thank you for having me, Andy. Always a pleasure to have a chat with you.
It is. It's a thrill, Jen. And Jennifer, if the viewers don't know, she is the official spokesperson for the Algoma District School Board. And let's get right to it, Jen. A lot of things going on. You have another work stoppage with the elementary teachers on Thursday, and can you explain the role of the board and all of that goes into these things, making the work stoppage? The board obviously has to be notified when these things happen.
Yes, Andy, we are informed of all the updates on the latest labor dispute. We have all of our unions except CUPE are in a legal strike position at this point. So we've had different phases of that strike action, and this Thursday is the latest announcement. We received the notification on Saturday morning that the Algoma District School Board would be part of the rotating Elementary Teachers Federation strike action on Thursday. So our elementary schools will be closed to students on Thursday. So.
Right, and that includes, how many are there, Jen? I know on my street, at the top of my street is Eastview Public School. How many schools are involved on Thursday, just so the viewers are aware?
Well, it's across our board. I don't have that number right off the top of my head, but it will be
public schools,
all the public schools, yeah. So.
And are parents getting concerned at this point? You hear getting calls, is the board getting calls like, come on, we got to solve this thing, it's going on too long?
Well, I think there is a general frustration on all sides and with parents. We've had two work stoppages so far. The Ontario Secondary School Federation has had 2 Wednesdays that they have walked out at our schools, so that also includes our EAs, our ECEs, and our school secretaries. So our elementary and secondary schools were closed during that time, and then but our secondary schools will be open on Thursday. So this time it's just the elementary schools. And so this will be the 3rd time our elementary schools have been closed during with this strike action. So I would think our, I'm not getting calls, thankfully. I think there's a general sense of this process has to work its way out, and people are looking for, a negotiated settlement. And but there doesn't seem to be a lot of progress at the table since before Christmas. So that's
the way usually you want to do this, let the collective bargaining process play out. But you and I were talking before the broadcast that the Premier kind of throwing out words that he's getting edgy and his patients are wearing out. But he realizes that collective bargaining is an important part of the process in Ontario.
It is an important piece of the process, and I think we need to, accept that that's what's ahead of us, and that the best case scenario is that we get a negotiated settlement, because then both sides have come to some kind of compromise, and we can move forward in a positive way.
Exactly. Let's change gears a little bit and tell me about your conference. You were in Toronto late last week, and how did that conference go?
Our public education symposium that's put on by the Ontario Public School Boards Association is held every January in Toronto for 3 days. So it goes Thursday to Saturday, and it's one of our main conferences. It's a real professional development time, and we get together with our colleagues across Ontario to network, and it's a really great conference. This year was excellent. We had a number of great keynote speakers talking to us. We had Michael Fullen, who is an education researcher and has some really great data out there about effective school boards and effective practices that really make a difference for student achievement and well-being. We had Nick Nanos, the pollster, at the conference, and he did a survey for us, our association, around what Ontarians are looking for in public education, what they value in public education, and what concerns them. So he was giving us an update on that survey that he did, and which was really very, very good for us to hear directly from him. And he's a really engaging speaker. We had a lot of professional development workshops that allow trustees to learn more about their governance role, and some legal issues and different things that affect us as school board trustees. So
awesome. Yeah, did all the trustees attend as well?
Not all of them. There was about half of us there, maybe 7 of us there, and our student trustees joined us, and it was really good learning for them as well. So.
Well, you lead by example very well, Jen. You have to be on top of your game now, particularly with the labor disruption. But can you give us a couple of examples how governance enters the school board and how the trustees have to be on top of their game with governance?
Oversight of the school board is our primary role. We're not operational. We're not going to tell our education experts how to do their job, but we do oversee and set vision. So strategic planning is part of our role, and understanding that we set the vision for the board, and then we hold the board accountable as to how how the school board achieves those goals that we have set. And we also have policy and accountability to the public, financial responsibility, setting budgets, and based on the strategic priorities of our board. And so when we understand that our role as a trustee is a high-level role of oversight, and then we stay out of the kitchen, and we do the best for the board. And, I love the Board of Trustees. We're people from all different walks of life and different different approaches to things and competencies, and we come together and we work as a board to have that oversight, and we bring a different perspective to the table, so I'm thankful for that.
You really do, and it's an important perspective. Has there ever been, since you've been on the board as chair and as Ward 1 trustee, has there ever been a situation where somebody gets elected and they really underestimate what the job of a trustee is? I didn't realize it was this kind of thing.
Yes, and I think that's why kind of that onboarding and some of the information that's out there before people get elected. So if they have a good idea of what the role is ahead of time, it's important. But if they are misguided in that, we have mentoring around our table, because we had 4 new trustees on the board this last term, and just bringing people up to speed. We work alongside them. We have orientation days, and then things like the professional development at this conference that I was just at is another really great way to just keep people apprised of the role and train them in what that role is.
Right, exactly. Let's talk about the coldest night of the year, because not only is Jen chair of the Algoma District School Board, she's also the head and the lead on a very big event in Sault Ste. Marie every year, and it's coming up fast next month. And how's things going, Jen? Are we on target to make it another amazing day?
We are very much on target, which I'm so thankful for. So Coldest Night of the Year is a walk in support of St. Vincent Place locally. So that's where we're raising the funds for, and this is our 8th year doing it, and it's been very successful. People can sign up to walk in a 2, 5, or 10 kilometer walk. We walk on February 22nd from 5 to 8 p.m. in the downtown core, and people sign up on Teams and fundraise, and all the money goes to St. Vincent Place. So we're doing great. We have 26 teams signed up already, 78 walkers, $20,000 has already been raised, and so we're excited about our progress so far.
Awesome, Jen. Stay right there. We'll take a couple of commercial messages, and we'll be right back with Jennifer Sarlo.
Thank you.
Angelo, it's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell white paint.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is hope and there is help. You matter. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The calls are free and confidential. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone.
a message from the Government of Canada.
Welcome back to ONNPoint. We're live on TV, we're live on Facebook, and I'm thrilled to have the chair of the Algoma District School Board, Jennifer Sarlo, with me. And before the break, Jen, we were talking about coldest night of the year, and you're about a month out, 4 weeks out. People tend to leave the process of donating to the last minute, so there's going to be a pretty good surge in the next 30 days or so. A little bit less than 30 days.
Yes, we've always, it really gains momentum, and so we have $20,000 raised already, but in that last week, people really get on their fundraising game and new people sign up, and so there is always great momentum. So we're ahead of last year, and last year we raised $89,000. To go,
great.
the proceeds to go to St. Vincent Place. So we are on track to do the same, but we set our goal at 65,000 just to be a little cautious.
Wow, that's right. You're a humble lady. You don't set your goals at 120,000. But that's great that you're ahead of. You were lower than you were last year than you are currently. That's wonderful. Yeah. It's good to be on track. Class sizes we were talking about before the show today. Are class sizes really an issue? The union seems to think it is an issue in this labor dispute process. From the board's perspective, what can you tell us about class sizes?
Well, I think class sizes impact learning in schools, and so they are an important thing. As a school board, we don't like hard caps, because when you put hard caps on class size, especially in small communities, it can split grades, it can cause a lot of issues. So average class size, teachers are every day presented with students with lots of special needs and different things. So if they can engage with less students in the classroom, there's some effectiveness. Right. When we start to put class size averages way up, our concerns come with programs like tech classes, right, which we want to encourage, music. All these specialty classes need to be smaller in order to be effective and safe. So you think of tech classes, you're not going to have 30 kids in a tech class. So some of these more specialized courses have smaller class sizes, and when your average is set too high, then we may not be able to run some of these smaller classes. And these classes are important because they can be classes that, skilled trades is a big thing right now for our school board, and encouraging skilled trades. So if we want students to get into that, we need to be able to provide those courses with smaller class sizes to be effective. So when the averages are out there, it makes it difficult for us to put teachers in the classrooms and handle the whole system. So
you make a great point. When I think back when I was in high school, tech is a very, you need to be safe, and to have higher class sizes in tech, it's not good for anybody.
Yes, and class sizes in tech, they will be just naturally small. So it's not that we're ever going to force them to be bigger, but what that does is affect your other classes. So if we're going to allow a certain average, then the other classes have to be larger in order to run these classes. So that's where the difficulties come in.
It gives you problems with scheduling. All of that. Let's talk about the report cards, because the separate school board has already been moved, and so the viewers are aware there may be some changes coming with the report cards. If you want to let the viewers know that as a direct result of the labor dispute.
Yes, so part of this next phase of the labor dispute has the teachers have said that they will provide marks for report cards, but what that looks like we're going to have to discuss as a board for our elementary schools. So our elementary report cards, we haven't made a decision. We are meeting tomorrow night, and it's part of that negotiation process. So we will be meeting in close tomorrow night to discuss how our administrators think we can how we are going to handle report cards. And we'll be letting the public know as soon as we've made a decision about that. Our secondary students, the marks will be provided on their report cards, but no comments. So.
Okay, and that's no comment or signature from what I understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the details, but yeah, so our secondary students need their marks for those who are applying to college and university. So we need that kind of information for them for those applications.
Does it present the board a problem in the sense that negotiating, if the teachers want to do the report cards one way and the board meets and decides that, another way is better, is there negotiating going on to get a final result of the report cards? Because the time is moving that they have to come out soon.
Yeah, so what we're looking at, depending on how these marks will be presented to our principals and vice principals, we don't want to overburden our administrators. They're already, in the middle of this kind of labor situation. Our principals and vice principals are taking on a lot of different roles, and so we don't want them to have an added burden of filling out report cards. So if there is concern around that burden, we'll make some decisions around that. So.
Yeah, you want to come, you're going to need to make decisions and have all the information in order to make it a positive thing.
Yes.
The school board agenda, we were talking before the show again, has changed a little bit about when the labor dispute, but you made a great point. There are still great things happening in the schools. The school board has great things happening. The public needs to keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Even through all of this, teaching and learning and instruction in the classroom is happening. Some things are off the table right now, and we recognize that that's unfortunate, but that's part of the process, and we have to be patient with the process, and we're hoping that the process will take its course and come to a settlement soon. But there are great things happening, and parents don't need to be concerned about that. There's great learning happening in our school. We've got lots of great programs in our school and we're achieving great results. And so we've got, great things focused. Our student voice is strong. I think of our well-being. Our student census came out around student well-being survey that was put out to all students, parents, and teachers. And so we have really great information coming to us as a board that will help drive our decision-making going forward. And so we're working through things like that. I think our pathways for learning for all our students, that they can be successful. There's so many great things happening there around even our skills trade focus that we're really working hard on and giving our students great options there.
Wonderful, and I think that's the best approach given what's happening. You need to accentuate the positive, and I think the school board is doing that.
Absolutely, Andy. We're working, we can't be distracted by this. We need to keep focused in the classroom and what's happening in our schools. And our teachers are doing a great job. Our students are doing great things, and we want to always be celebrating those things.
Exactly, it's the best way to go. What about alternative programs and adult education, Jen? That could be, that's still going, but it could be, there could be with the labor dispute a few rough edges with these programs. But again, the board is trying to move positive through all of this.
Yeah, so our adult literacy and basic skills programs will not be running on Thursday because that's part of the work stoppage. But continuing ed and adult education classes will continue. And the other thing to note about Thursday, the daycares in our schools will be open. And so that's another good thing for parents. And our website will always have information for them also around, there was announced some funding for parents for additional childcare costs. And so on our website, we also have a link under the labor update around how parents can access those funds if needed.
Awesome, and that's a good thing because, when you hear about parents, oh, geez, another, I got to find daycare arrangements for, particularly as it is this coming Thursday with the public schools, but your daycares are open. That's a real benefit for parents.
Yes, and community use of school will continue also.
Wonderful. Jen, thank you so much for being on the show. And I'll tell you, I feel great that you're the chair of the school board because you lead this ship through muddy waters and sunshine will be right around the corner.
That's right, Andy. Thank you for having me and allowing me to talk about one of my favorite topics.
All right, we'll be back right after these messages.
It's hunting season, so this is probably pretty stupid, right? Actually, hunting accidents kill somewhere around 2 people a year in Ontario. Smoking kills 16,000 a year. So, what's really stupid?
Welcome back to ONNPoint. We hope you enjoyed Jennifer Sarlo, the chair of the Algoma District School Board, and all the ins and outs of what the school board is dealing with. Tomorrow we talk U.S. impeachment with Al Arrington. That's going to be an interesting show. February 11th, Mayor of Sault Ste. Marie, Christian Provenzano, next month. Until tomorrow, Andy Martins for ONNPoint. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.